I've got our TotalBoat Sport Dory varnished up. It's got quite a few coats on it really, and it's come out pretty nicely, you know. I think just about any boat could use.
That's all right, yeah, go again. You're good.
I've got our TotalBoat Sport Dory varnished up here now. It's got quite a few coats on it really, and you know, it looks pretty good. I just think that just about any boat could use another coat just about any time, so you know, after we probably launch the boat, we'll probably give it another coat later on. When this one hardens up really nice and it's even easier to sand it, it'll come out even better. So, you know, we're looking forward to that because it looks good now, but we know that we can make it look even better. And the next thing for us to do is get on with the oiling of the interior of the boat. Now, we didn't get any varnish down in between here like we had said, which was great. We're going to be able to get oil in between there. The whole interior is going to be oiled. We're just going to put the oil in a little spray bottle and just squirt it by hand and spread it around with a foam brush. We've done it before and it's fast and easy to do, and you know, it doesn't get any in the air and everything, so it works out pretty good. One thing I did want to show you here before we go on is I want to talk to you about this skiff. Now this is going to be the subject of our next series that's going to come out after the new year. Now, this is something that I had built some time ago. I think you've actually seen this in one of my videos. This is a model of a 23-foot V-bottom skiff that I designed myself. Not only did I design the shape of it, but the construction of it. And it's very different, actually. It's a cross-planked V-bottom skiff. It's got a cross-plank sole from chine to chine that's done upside down like this, just like a skiff is built, like a flat bottom skiff, planked right straight across. And then there's a keel added on the very bottom of the flat bottom, and then it's planked to a V over that keel. It's going to be quite different. The bottom will be made of 2 layers of wood itself, and the sole is going to be 1 layer. But, you know, it's very much like a skiff, except it's going to be V-bottom. It's going to have the same character as a skiff, the same look about it, the same type of gunnels and all that kind of stuff. And the only thing is it won't be flat bottomed, and it'll outride a flat bottom skiff. And I think there's a lot of people that'll be interested in seeing me build it. I built this little model. It took me quite a while. I did it all with super glue. There's no fastenings or anything in it. And, you know, I had to hold things down until the super glue dried. And I can't tell you how many times I glued my fingers to it while I was building it. But the other one won't be put together with super glue. It'll have fastenings and different kinds of, you know, adhesives and different things like that. So it's going to be a combination, really. When I get around to showing you the construction of it, it's going to be a combination of fastenings and glue that'll hold this boat together. So I think it'll be pretty interesting. It's something that I think a lot of people have always wanted to see, was somebody that would build a V-bottom skiff without all the cross framing in it that everything gets hung up on inside the boat. So this one's only going to have longitudinal framing in the bottom and cross planking. Very different, fun. This is going to be fun. I've actually got quite a few of the pieces of this boat already made, and they're in the shop. I've got the stem, and I've got the transom made, and some of the side planking's already gotten out, and you know, that's been quite a while. But I got a little distracted with some other things in life, so I wasn't able to really get to that boat. But it's been sitting in the wings for quite a while, and now we're rolling around to doing it. So that's exactly what we're going to do, and so look forward to that, because you know, we're looking forward to it. That's going to be really kind of a breakthrough. A little bit bigger boat and a little bit more complex. My own design again, which is, you know, I don't know if that's a great thing or not, but we hope so. And you know, so we're going to have some fun with it. Today we're going to be using TotalBoat Danish Tequila. Now you can see on the can all the things that this stuff is good for. I don't feel any sediment in the bottom of the can, but we're still going to use our stick and give it a quick stir just to make sure. Right now what we're going to do is pour some out of the can into a paint pot. The reason why I'm doing that is that I don't have a funnel with me today, and I'm going to pinch the edge of the pot so that I can pour it down into my spray bottle. We're just using an everyday run-of-the-mill spray bottle here. Any one just like this or similar to this would work fine. Now we're just going to put our spray top on our bottle and head over to the boat. We'll just screw it on there, make sure it's on there tight, and off we go. What we're out to do with this TotalBoat Danish Tequila is seal up the surface. We're going to add some UV protection to it. We're going to make it look a lot better than it does without any sealer on it. And it's a really easy product for us to use. In the first place, we've put it in this little spray bottle, which is working great for us, and a little foam brush. It goes along real fast. Over the years, I've oiled the interiors of many a work skiff and many other boats, but most of the time we used to use pine tar and linseed oil with some kind of a thinner in it, whether or not it was turpentine or paint thinner or anything like that. But the problems with that was that it would turn dark in the sun, quite dark actually, and it actually gets a buildup that this type of oil doesn't get. So this oil maintains its color. The other thing that's really great is it doesn't matter if we get it all over the plastic frames, because it doesn't sink into the plastic, and after we've got it all spread out and it's dried up a little tiny bit, we just take a rag and wipe the plastic, and the plastic starts to look fantastic. So plastic fantastic is what we've got there. And you might notice those tiger stripes in the seat riser right there. Now those are actually mill marks from the sawmill. That's the rotary sawmill marks. Now, I've left those in there on purpose because I like the look of them. It reminds me of the people that sawed the lumber, the days that I went to pick up the lumber and all those kinds of things. I think it looks good. I don't think there's any reason to mill it all the way out of there. I think it adds an attractiveness to the boat, really. I'm getting in a good rhythm here applying the oil. It's coming along really quickly. It's the thing to do without question. I think I would have had massive amounts of problems if I tried to paint or varnish the inside of the boat. In the first place, varnishing it, I would have gone along too slowly and it would have tacked up on me, and I had all kinds of dragging problems. I would have got varnish or paint on the frames, and I don't know how in the world I would have wiped it off. The oil wipes right off the frames very easily, and I can get the rag in contact with the wood, and it doesn't spoil the surface, the oil that I got on the wood. So I can wipe the frames very easily. There's just no other simple way to go about putting a finish on the inside of a boat like this. This is the way to go right here. You could use a rag in some situations, but in here we've got the rivets to contend with, so the foam brush and the spray bottle work the best. I'm just going back over the frames with a rag and wiping the excess oil off. You can see the oil's got a little bit of a yellow stain on the plastic, but it's really not soaking into the plastic at all. So it wipes right off really quickly, and you can see that contrast between that honey-colored cedar and the white plastic frames coming on really strong. And I think that when you bring the boat out in the sunlight, that contrast is going to be even stronger. It's always going to look this way as long as it's always oiled inside and the frames aren't covered up with paint or anything like that. What we're going to do now is start off on the starboard side here, and same thing. It works so well, we don't have anything new to do. You know, this worked really good, spraying the little foam brush right up here and just pushing it in between the gunnels here. And it's able to just coat out in between there really easy. We're coating this first, and we're doing it bay by bay here. You know, rather than just doing one plank all the way down the boat like varnishing, we're kind of doing it bay by bay. And, you know, I don't think it much matters too much how you go about it, but that's the way we decided to do it. We've got that done in between there. Now we're going to apply some up in here. I guess we decided to do it that way because if I try to do the top in one bay, it just runs down anyhow. So the thing to do is to just go right ahead downhill here, spread this out. I've used this plastic before in many situations, but it's always been hidden behind the interior of the boat or put in a position where you couldn't see it. This is the first time that it's really added to the character of the boat. It's a different type of a look. I think it's a look that the world's ready for, and it's a look that I'm certainly ready for. As I'm applying this last little bit of oil to the interior of the boat, I look back on the finish work that I've done on it, the painting, the varnishing, and the oiling of the interior. Now, it's not something that I do all the time. My work really is woodwork, but Like I said, it has been fun to do. I've learned quite a bit. I think this is what people look at when they first look at a boat like this, is the finish work. The paint and the varnish and the interior of the boat and how well it's been taken care of in detail. I'm glad that I did finally take the time. I wasn't sure that I was going to do it, but I did varnish the rails, the in rails and the breast hook and the transom. I'm glad I did it. The finishes is what brings the woodwork out. It brings it to life. It just makes me understand how beautiful wood really is. One of the things that I really do like about this design is the way the frames disappear down into the bottom. That was one of the things that I decided to do early on, and I'm glad I did, because it stops the ends of the frames from moving around in any way, and they also don't have to cross the bottom. That's another thing I really wanted to have, was the bottom to be nice and clean and clear, so that it'd be very easy to bail water out of it. It makes the boat look very interesting. It's come out very tight and nice and tight in there. It was the right way to go. Well, there's the finish on our Dory. Now, we used the TotalBoat Danish Tequila, and it worked out fantastic. I don't think anything could have been easier than that with the spray bottle and the foam brush. And I also think it's the best finish for the Dory inside too, because you're not going to get any buildup or anything to chip off or peel or anything like that. You know, and over the years, you can just add another coat to it. You know, it soaks in, you add another coat, and it just brings it right back to life. As it is, it kind of brought all the different colors of the wood all into the same tone, and it looks fantastic. You know, we're really enthused about this because we're just about ready to put this boat in the water and do some sea trials. It's going to be really fun for me. I know the boat is going to handle really well. I just know that for certain. I'm going to appreciate the weight of it. The style of it is me all over, so, you know, I'm going to be having a lot of fun with this boat the day it goes overboard. Yeah, I just can't wait. I can't tell you how happy I am that it's complete and that we're going to be making some videos of it underway. Now, there's one more thing I'd like to show you before we do finish up today, and it's right over here. What you're looking at now is the transom right here and the stem of our next boat that's going to be part of our next series. Now, we've accomplished these things quite some time ago. I laminated this stem, I can't tell you how long ago, and I just set it aside, and I had made the transom, and that was my drawing board for quite a while. So the transom's made of 6 layers of like 7/16 inch white oak, and this is, I don't know how many layers of like 3/16 white oak. So it's been glued together over a form. It's a little bit tricky making something like this. This was quite a bit easier to make. I've also got the sides of the boat on the bench. They're 24-foot long pieces of white cedar, and things are ready to go. Quite a bit of it's accomplished. I've got some samples of the bottom and the way it's constructed that I want to show to you later on. But for right now, I just wanted to, you know, just make you aware of the fact that what we're going to do next is this V-Bottom Skiff that we've been planning actually for years, that I designed myself. And, you know, I wouldn't say that it's scary to build, but it's a little bit different. And it's going to be, I think it's going to get a lot of comments, you know, either one way or the other. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be a nice boat the way I want one to be.